So right here at the top, the big line going down is the trachea, and then just underneath that, you're going to have the esophagus. It's also going to be running down into the stomach region. Then when you come down the cap, you can go into the lungs. That's where you're going to have the anterior lobe of the lung. You have the middle lobe of the lung right here. And then under that, you're going to have the posterior lobe of the lung. And then if you go under that and lift up the heart, this is where you're going to find the accessory lobe of the lung. It's the same on both sides. And then the root of the lungs, if you spread apart the lungs, and the heart is where you see that transparent cartilage that runs into the heart. And that's where the veins and everything's going to be in the bronchi. And then this big thing right here separating the abdomen from the thoracic cage is your diaphragm. And then you have your pericardial, parietal pericardium, which is the thin membrane covering the heart. And then after that, that's when we would move down into the abdominal wall. But first, you want to look at the central tendon, which is going to be right here connecting the heart to the diaphragm. And when you lift over the diaphragm, and you go all the way down this big one that's protruding down there, that's the coronary ligament that attaches the heart to the liver. And then we broke ours, but right here, you can see this membrane right here, that's going to be the fulciform ligament, and that's going to attach up here at the top of the diaphragm. So if we keep going, you hit the liver, you got the left lateral lobe, and you keep going, you got the left medial lobe, then you have the quadrate lobe, which is going to be the middle one, and you got the right medial lobe right here, and then you got the right lateral lobe. And then underneath all that is you might have to tear away some membrane in order to get to it, but you have the caudate lobe. And then here, kind of right in the middle of everything, is the gallbladder. It's this just thin sac that's dangling there now. And then we move on into the stomach. The stomach, if you go inside of it, you can see these small little folds. They're not as distinguishable, but there's kind of one right there. That's going to be the rugae in the stomach. And then if you go on the exterior part of the stomach, you can just go down it. Up here at the very top is going to be the fundus. And then keep traveling down it. That's going to be the rest of the body until you hit the very base of it, right up here, which is going to be the pyloric region of it. And then here, closer to the middle of the body, is the lesser curvature. It takes a little less of an angle. And then up in here is going to be the greater curvature, more towards the outside of the body. And if you keep following it down and you follow through that pyloric region right here, you're going to see these two little lines here that separate the stomach from the duodenum. That's going to be the pyloric sphincter. So that's right there. Keep following down, and that's where you got the duodenum, and attached to the duodenum is the pancreas. You see it on this side very clearly. You can see a definitive line right there. Flip it back over. Right here where you can't really see through, it's going to be the head of the pancreas. And then the rest of this, where it's very transparent, you can see my finger poking through, is going to be the tail of the pancreas. So then if you keep following down the intestinal tract, you're going to get into the small intestine. And right after the duodenum, right after this loop right here, is where you're going to get into the jejunum. So the jejunum is kind of just the rest of the small intestine on down until you hit the base end. And the way to tell apart the ileum from the jejunum is to take the colon, keep going until you hit the cecum, which is up here. Right past the cecum is where the ileum starts. So right, this is the cecum, and this would be the ileum right here. All right, and then the mesenteries is just this cartilage, fibrous membrane that connects the small intestine to one central point, and it all kind of connects to this lymph node right here. It's just this bulging bubble here in the middle of the intestine. Is the most noticeable one on the cat. And like I said, if you keep following it down, like I said, we have the cecum up here, and then right about here, if you kind of make it into, kind of pull everything up and make it into a upside down J, you have the ascending part of the colon kind of going right here. You can see that it's ascending, taking an upwards angle, and then everything going kind of out towards the outside of the cat. That's going to be your transverse part of the colon, and then everything that's still angling downwards is the descending part of the colon, and that's going to be the longest part of the colon as well. If you keep following that on through, you're going to see the rectum. And that's just going to go right into a hole that connects to the pelvic girdle, way down in here. And then right next to that is going to be the urinary bladder. Very noticeable, kind of looks like a penis. And then up here you have the greater omentum. Not hard to miss, it covers all the organs. Up in here, you got the spleen, kind of looks like Florida, I think. And then you got the kidneys. You have one kidney right here, and the other kidney is underneath all the organs right here. And then if you go in, gotta see where we made our cut. Somewhere in here. There it is. Inside of the small intestine, if you poke that open, you can see small little bumps. And that's going to be your villi. And that's going to help you absorb all the food. And that should be it.